A major real estate data firm just ranked St. Lucie County the 17th riskiest housing market in America. Sounds scary, right? Well, here's what almost nobody sharing that headline will tell you. That exact same county, St. Lucie, was also just named the #1 buyer's market in the entire country. And it's home to the single hottest zip code in America for people moving in. Riskiest market and the place everyone's moving to. Both of those are true at the same time. And by the end of this video, you're gonna understand exactly how and how to use it to your advantage, whether you're buying or selling in Port St. Lucie. Before we get started, I have one question for you, and I want you to say the answer out loud right now, wherever you are. Are you living in your ideal home right now? If the answer is no, I'd love to have a conversation with you. My name is Anthony Musso. I've been living in Port St. Lucie for over 20 years, and I love helping people make their move here. And whether that's next month or next year, my contact info is on the screen and in the description below. Because your ideal home might just be one phone call away. In addition to being a real estate agent, I am also a law enforcement officer. I bring that up because that job teaches you one lesson that applies perfectly to this headline. You never take the story at face value. You pull the report, you look at the evidence, you figure out what actually happened. Risk has always been a part of my job. You don't run from it, you don't ignore it, you assess it, you manage it, and you go in prepared. So that's exactly what we're gonna do with this ranking. We're gonna open it up like a case file. Now let's get into it. The ranking comes from ATTOM Data, a national real estate analytics firm. When they call a market risky, they're scoring 4 specific things. Let's take them one at a time. Factor number 1, housing costs versus local wages. In plain English, can the average local paycheck comfortably afford the average local home? Fresh numbers just came out from the Bureau of Labor Statistics for fourth quarter of 2025. The average worker in St. Lucie County earns $1,095 a week. That's about $56,900 a year, roughly $4,700 a month before taxes. Meanwhile, the typical home here sells right around $400,000, and the mortgage on that home runs about $2,500 to $3,000 a month. Now, of course, that's before insurance, before property taxes, before any HOA fees. Lenders use a simple rule of thumb. Keep your housing payment under about 30% of your gross income. On the average local wage, that's around $1,400 a month. See the problem? On one local paycheck, the math doesn't work. That's the single biggest reason this county gets flagged. But here's the piece the headline leaves out. If you go 2 counties south, the average Palm Beach worker earns $1,710 a week, almost $89,000 a year. That's a $32,000 gap. A huge share of the people buying here earn that Palm Beach County paycheck and buy the more affordable houses here in Port St. Lucie. For them, this math looks completely different. Factor number 2, foreclosures. A foreclosure is what happens when a homeowner can't make the payments and the bank takes the home back. St. Lucie County's foreclosure rate is higher than about, ready for this, 90% of the US counties. And that sounds alarming, so let's put a real number on it. Right now, according to Redfin, there are roughly 28 foreclosed homes actively for sale in all of Port St. Lucie, a city with over 270,000 people. In my other line of work, we'd call that an isolated incident, not a pattern or a problem. It's a stat worth watching, but not currently alarming. Factor number 3, unemployment. It's been running a bit above the national average here, and more households living close to the edge means more risk if the economy wobbles. It's a fair point, but here's the other side of that ledger. Job growth in St. Lucie County was the 5th fastest growing among all of the large Florida counties last year. And wages here grew 4.1% faster than the national average. With our growth, more jobs are coming to us every day. And factor number 4, the one that actually deserves more of your attention than the other 3 combined. Weather. According to the data, essentially every property in Port St. Lucie faces the likelihood of a severe wind event. A hurricane or major storm at some point over the next 30 years. And about 17% of properties here face serious flood risk over that same window. In plain English, if you own a home anywhere on Florida's coast, wind is not an if, it's a when. That's not unique to Port St. Lucie. What matters is whether your specific house is built and insured for it. And in a few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to find that out before you buy. Okay, evidence reviewed. Now let's clear up how most people are misreading it. Because a headline without context is how bad decisions get made. Myth number one, a foreclosure wave is coming. Very, very unlikely. After 2008, banks stopped handing out mortgages to anyone with a pulse. Today's homeowners had to prove real income and put real money down. Most of your Port St. Lucie neighbors bought years ago and are sitting on a big equity cushion and are locked into a 3% interest rate that they will never give up. People with equity don't get foreclosed on, they sell. Myth number two, prices are about to crash. I hear this all the time. The median sale here in Port St. Lucie is sitting right around $400,000 to $406,000, essentially flat year after year. Not crashing, not surging, flat. And flat after the run-up we had is actually a healthy market catching its breath. And myth number three, nobody should buy here. That's not what the data says at all. The same year this county got the risk ranking, it was named the #1 buyer's market in America, meaning more inventory, more negotiating power, and more seller concessions than buyers have seen in years. And zip code 34987, that's Tradition, Wilder, the western part of Port St. Lucie, was ranked the hottest zip code in the country for in-migration. People are voting with their moving trucks packed and ready to go. A market with real risk factors and massive in-migration isn't a contradiction. It's a market that rewards the people who do their homework and could affect the ones who don't. So if you're a buyer, here's your investigation. 3 steps. The same way I'd approach any risk assessment. Do these before you fall in love with a house. Step number 1, know your real monthly cost, because the mortgage payment is only the beginning. In Port St. Lucie, add homeowner's insurance, typically around $2,500 to $6,000 a year, depending on the home. Add your property taxes, and here's the trap most out-of-state buyers fall into. In Florida, your taxes reset based on your purchase price. The seller's low tax bill may be protected by a cap called Save Our Homes that's limiting their increases for years. Their bill is not your bill. Yours can be double. And if you're buying in the newer communities like Tradition, Wilder, or PGA Verano, there's usually a CDD fee, a Community Development District fee. That's how these communities pay off the roads, the utilities, and the amenities that were built for them. It rides on your tax bill, usually $1,500 to $3,500 a year, and it can run for decades. None of this is a deal breaker, but it belongs in your budget before you make an offer, not after. Step number 2, get the right inspections, not just a general one. Ask for a wind mitigation report. It documents your roof's age, how the roof is attached to the walls, and what kind of windows you have. And insurance companies price your policy directly off of it. A home with a 2022 roof and impact windows can cost $2,000 a year less to insure than the identical floor plan with a 2009 roof and single pane glass. Same house on paper, very different risk. You need to know which one you're buying. Step number 3, check the flood zone before you rate the offer. Every property sits in a FEMA flood zone. Zone X means minimal risk. Flood insurance is optional. Zones AE or VE mean your lender will require flood insurance, and that changes your monthly number. Remember that 17th figure? Your entire job is to find out which side of it your house falls on. It takes about 5 minutes to look up. Now, if you're a seller, this same data is your marketing plan, if you use it. Today's buyers are reading that risk headline and doing their homework. They're asking about insurance, CDDs, and HOAs before they ever walk through your door. So if your home has a newer roof, impact windows, a flood zone X designation, low insurance quotes, no CDD, You are not just selling square footage anymore. You're selling predictability. Document it. Put the wind mitigation report and a real insurance quote right in the listing. Lead with it. In this market, the lowest risk house on the street wins. If you made those improvements, make sure every buyer knows it, because that is exactly what they're comparing and contemplating over right now. So here's my verdict on the case. Yes, the risk ranking is real, and now you understand exactly what's behind it. But look what else is true. The #1 buyer's market in the country, the hottest in-migration zip code in America, and some of the fastest job growth in Florida. Brand new master plan communities where the homes are built to modern hurricane code with impact glass, built for exactly the weather risk we just talked about. And you still get the Florida coast, the beaches, the rivers, the Gulf, the year-round sunshine at hundreds of thousands of dollars less than you'd pay one county south. I spent my career managing risk, and I've spent over 20 years calling this city my home. Port St. Lucie isn't a market to avoid. It's a market that rewards preparation. Do your homework, know your real numbers, and this becomes one of the best opportunities on the Florida East Coast. And the homework, that's the easy part. That's what I'm here for. If you want the exact 4 questions I have every Port St. Lucie buyer answer before they make an offer, so you can run the real numbers before you're committed to anything, comment the word risk below, and I'll send it directly to you. If you're thinking about making your move to Port St. Lucie, hit the like and subscribe right now. Every week, I'm dropping community breakdowns, market updates, and real talk about what it actually means to live here. And when you are ready to take that next step, my contact information is in the description below. Whether it is next month or next year, let's make it a smooth move to Port St. Lucie.